Eschatown is a game I've been co-creating with indie game dev Joseph Hawking. It's a simple, role-playing game set in the apocalyptic future where the player takes on the role of a cyborg scavenging a city and looking for lost technological relics. Joe's handling the art design and code, and I've been writing the text. It's still early days yet, but it's starting to look really cool, and I encourage you to give it a try. I'll put the download link down in the devlog notes below the video. Gameplay takes the form of clicking on different sections of the map, representing different neighborhoods of our fictional city, and then having an encounter. Each story unit, which we're internally calling happenings, is a short scenario written using Inkle's Ink markup language. At this stage in development, there are two basic kinds. The first are simple encounters with other inhabitants of the ruins, feral animals, mutants, gang members, malfunctioning robots, whatever. These were the basic encounters for each enemy type and are divided up by both what region they're encountered in, uptown, downtown, suburbs, industrial parks, whatever, and how common the encounter is compared to others. I worked out a basic template for encounters like this. First, we pass along a check to see whether we've managed to spot the potential encounter or if we've just blundered into it. This is based on the player's perception stat. When I was writing these happenings, we hadn't quite nailed down the stats or systems yet, so I just threw in placeholders that we'll have to go through and replace with the calls to the actual functions. If the player sees trouble before it sees him, they can choose between 4 core responses. They can launch a surprise attack, they can try to avoid the counter, they can parlay for trade or exchanging rumors, or they can run a cybernetic analysis against their onboard database. That last option was included as a way to add more world-building lore to the game, almost as an afterthought on my part, but it turned out to be one of the more popular choices with playtesters. It doesn't really offer anything in the way of material advantages, and frankly sometimes the information is just flat out wrong, but it provides a sort of soft context that can't be underestimated. Choices that lead to combat, in turn, launch the game's built-in combat engine, a cool turn-based system that Joseph Hawking is developing. The other sort of implemented happening is the player stumbling across different sorts of locations. Like with creature encounters, these are sorted by rarity and region. Players can run off abandoned, or not abandoned, homes, gas stations, retail shops, most of them constructed in a modular sort of way. As an example, in the outskirt regions of Newcastle, players might run into a suburban home. The descriptive paragraph that introduces it combines a random selection of architectural style, color scheme, and internal condition to present a dynamic range of potential dwellings that might be encountered. The contents are likewise randomized and might be an encounter with an unexpected inhabitant, an accident with an unstable structure, discovery of a hidden cache, just whatever happens to be there. Other types of structures are designed in the same way to create the impression of a larger game with more variety. At the moment, we're trying to get a fully playable version of the game off the ground. Further developments might include linked happenings strung together into storylines. A prototype for this already exists in the form of recurring encounters with mutant raccoons that evolve based on player choice and interaction. If this sounds interesting to you, if you want to check it out, go ahead and visit Eschatown's itch.io page and download the demo. Give it a play, let us know what you think.